aware of any onward travel that he has?
None that I can speak to today.
All right.
Can I just follow up quickly? I was just reading back what you said. Membridge specifically said that the truce has been extended. Could you give details on how that came about? Is there any time period for which it's been extended?
So it is extended through the end of the week, and we will obviously look to see that ceasefire extended as far as possible into the future. And it came about through our ongoing diplomatic work with the SDF and with the government of Turkey. The initial ceasefire that was reached last week was brokered through our diplomatic engagements, and not just here at the State Department, but obviously we have coalition forces that operate inside Syria that have long-standing deconfliction mechanisms in working with the government of Turkey and working with the SNA to try to make sure that forces, including U.S. forces, aren't put at risk. And we continue to work all of those angles to try to calm the situation in northeastern Syria and prevent the outbreak of further conflict.
And then one more on Syria. Any comment on the mass graves that have been recently uncovered?
Yeah, so, I mean, when you look at the evidence that is coming out of Syria in the now 10 days since the Assad regime fell, it continues to shock the conscience. And I'm referring not just to the mass graves that have been uncovered, but information that we have been gathering inside the United States government, including information that's not yet publicly known. I think the depravity of this regime, which was on display for the world to see over the course of this civil war, a regime that was gassing its own people and torturing its own people, we just continue to see more and more evidence pile up of how brutal they were in mistreating their own people, in murdering and torturing their own people. And I can tell you, for what we want to see going forward when it comes to mass graves, when it comes to detention sites, when it comes to torture sites, are two things. Number one, answers, and number two, accountability. Answers for the families of those who have been disappeared, those who have been tortured, those who have been killed, and accountability for those who did it. And we are engaged with a number of United Nations bodies, including the Independent Institute on Missing Persons, which has expertise in securing mass graves and other sites. So evidence can be gathered and collected and properly examined to ensure that the world and the Syrian people do get both answers and accountability. Yeah, excited.
Very quickly.